how equity was enabling individuals to be able to change communities positively. We talked about the journey that people have been able to make of economic empowerment. We talked about how we have supported teachers, not just to have an opportunity to earn a salary through our accounts, not just to get loans or facilities, but how they can also be able to contribute positively in empowering other people. Because we realize teachers are transformers, teachers are community leaders, and therefore we must take that message to the people out there that it is possible to succeed. When it came to Kenya Music Festivals, we talked about ensuring the wealth that has been created. We talked about how equity is empowering, how wealth has been created. Then we went to how we can secure the wealth that has been created. Because without securing the wealth, we cannot have wealth for posterity. Because it is important, it is good for us to create wealth. But how do we ensure that we secure that wealth? How do we ensure that we secure that wealth for the purposes of posterity? How do we ensure that the people who will come after us also benefit from the wealth that has been created? And that's why we talked about the equity insurance, the insurance arm of the bank that has been registered and given a license to operate. And this insurance company is intended to transform again the way insurance services are done in our country. Remember the way we used to have the financial services only benefiting a few. That time, financial services used to benefit about 10%. Today, as we speak, insurance is benefiting about 3%. But equity is committed to transform the way insurance is done to such an extent that in the near future, very near future, in the next 10, 15 years, we should be talking about insurance is benefiting 60%, 70% of our population. And we are keen to make sure that that is delivered. We also want to give you as teachers dignity. The time you retire, you know, very many insurance companies tell you, no, now that you have retired, you become a risk, you cannot be given health. Now, unless your pension, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Equity Bank is coming to tell you, we want to work with you in your active life. Thank you very much for that guidance. So we want to ensure that once you work with Equity Bank, the moment you retire in dignity. And that's why we are saying, as Equity Bank Insurance, we are going to ensure that we facilitate you and give you that dignity. We will not chase you out of the equity umbrella. We will tell you, karibu sana member. We will walk with you that journey. That business of telling you, no, sasa umekuwa mzee, sasa saizi medical cover yako unajua ni lazima utakuwa mgonjwa, hapana. We talked about that, and we are very happy that the content that was created resonated very well with what Equity believed in. So we are very grateful. So today we are here to talk about our participation for 2026 drama festivals. Last year, we came in for the first time and we gave out content that we wanted us to talk about. The content about transforming lives, the content about giving dignity, the content about wealth creation. We had institutions that did extremely well and produced very good content that spoke about Equity Bank in as far as transforming, giving dignity and wealth creation is concerned. But at the same time, we were also concerned. We also had a number of institutions that did not present that content in the way that we had intended. Because we expected that when you are starting in terms of introduction, you talk about equity, the way it is transforming lives, the way it is giving dignity, and the way it's expanding opportunities for wealth creation. The body talks about or speaks about equity. You conclude with equity. But we had institutions, I don't know, I was told, because of their words, there are people who said, equity, the name equity has to be mentioned somewhere. You talk about a different story, then when it comes to the end, you say, thank you, equity has been there for us. That was not equity content. Hello? Because it did not speak about equity. So as equity, the classes that we are going to sponsor, and we have agreed that this year, Mr. Chairman, we are going to sponsor 16 genres. Yeah? We're going to sponsor 16 genres. And these genres, we would want you to give the content as will be shared to you. We want to see equity as you start. We want to see equity in the body. We want to see the story of equity as you conclude. And we will greatly appreciate all of you for that kind of support. Remember, we are in this because we want to work together to create an industry that will influence and shape the economy of this country in a very positive way. We want to find out, together with you, what is it that we can do to support the creative and the performing industry? What is it that we can be able to do together? How can we benefit you as teachers? How can you as teachers, trainers, adjudicators benefit from the creative and the performing arts in what you do? Is there something that we can be able to do together that will benefit all of us? I was talking to a team in a workshop that we had organized as Equity, and we were talking to the creative team, and we were asking them, what is it that we can be able to do? And one of the trainers, I don't know whether he is here, I don't want to mention his name, but when he is here, if you are there, kindly raise up your hand, I'll mention your name. He told us that, sometimes when we participate in the drama and the music festivals, we participate because our school gives us an allowance to participate. We will have some income, but we have never looked at it from the point of we can create an economic enterprise that will benefit all of us in the future. Hello? We are doing it because at the end of the day, the Teacher Service Commission has promised promotion for those who are doing very well. But we have never looked at it as an enterprise, a creative and performing enterprise, and how we can benefit our teachers and how the learners can also benefit. So if we work together, we can be able to develop that enterprise that will benefit all of us. And Equity, ladies and gentlemen, is ready and willing to put in money to create that industry. Hello? Equity is ready to invest. We are ready to put up studios. We are ready to fund you. We are ready to do all that it takes. The only thing that we need to do is to try and make sure that we understand the performing and the creative space. What do we need to do? What do we need to touch? When we presented last time, we talked to you and said that Equity has grown from a very small organization to become the big institution that it is today. We used to give loans up to 15 million Kenya shillings. Today, we can give a single borrower, you as an individual, a single borrower, 55 billion Kenya shillings. Hello? A single borrower. Hello? Let's clap for Equity. Let's clap for Equity. So, it is for you. It is for you to tell us. Hello? Hello? It is for you to now tell us between 500 shillings that we can lend you to the 500 billion that we can lend a single borrower, where do you fall? Where do you fall? And as Equity, we are ready to fund you. And that's why our management is very keen on this particular industry. And we have said we will be here until it is done. We will be here until it is. We will work with everybody. And we are asking the executive team, I know we'll have a meeting probably later, because we want to start that engagement. What is it that we can do? How do we monetize this activity? How do we monetize this activity? So that even the children and the learners that you support can also be proud that my teacher Kapeku was able to support us to become who we are today. Lillian Jambo. Hello? That is what we want to do as Equity. We want to empower. We want to empower. And therefore we want that opportunity for us to create so that we can be able to empower. And I'm saying this in full realization that some of us are wondering, what is Equity really talking about? When we came in to say that we are going to give people accounts for free, very many people wondered, are Equity normal? Those of you who are young, hamujui kwamba kitambo, for you to open an account, kila mwezi ulikuwa unakatwa karibu 750 or 1,000 shillings. So when Equity came and said, we are going to have this account for free, you deposit your 10,000 shillings, after 1 year you go and get your 10,000 shillings intact. Watu kwani hawa wamechanganyikiwa? What is it they are going to do? How are they going to pay their rent? How are they going to pay their staff? How are they going to meet their expenses? But today as we speak, everybody else is doing the same. Kitambo, you put 10,000 shillings in an account, you go after 3 months, unaambiwa hapana, sisi ndio tunakudai wewe pesa. Because wamekata, wanakwambia tunakudai. Kitambo, you would not have borrowed a loan in a financial institution without security. At Equity has come and introduced something. They are saying they want to give loans without security. How will they recover from defaulters? Teachers will only get a loan from a SACCO, but not a mainstream financial institution. Today, is there an financial institution worth its salt that cannot give teachers loans? We started it. So Equity Bank is determined to ensure that we continue that trajectory of transforming and giving dignity, so that together we can expand opportunities for wealth creation. This year, there's a write-up that we will be sharing with you once we get it. It is about, we are thinking about digital transformation. We are thinking about the digital transformation and the digital space. But that will be confirmed very shortly, because we are looking at how do we digitally empower our people? How do we make sure that from wherever you are, you can be able to transact and be able to benefit from the financial solutions that we have across the country? We want to talk about how we have benefited our people, digitally empowered, nurturing dreams and securing the future. We are looking at that, but that will come very shortly so that we can share that with you. But we have also looked at the genres that we are going to sponsor. Before you leave this place, you will get the content. We will share the content with you. But I just want to highlight the areas that we are looking at. And we have proposed, once we agree with the executive committee, we are going to firm this up so that it becomes what we are going to sponsor for next year. But of course, we will have to sponsor 16 genres. Preschool, we are looking at the singing games. For preschool, we are looking at singing games. Lower primary, we are looking at the choral verse. Lower primary, we are looking at the choral verse. Primary school, we are looking at cultural creative dance. And here we are looking at two groups, the regular students and the SNE. So that they are distinct. I wouldn't want to get myself in the wrong path of Lillian Kapeku. And I hope, Lillian, you haven't presented, because I wanted to make sure that I was a part of your presentation. Junior school, we are looking at a play, we are looking at choral verse, we are looking at the narrative. Those are junior school, we are looking at 3 genres: the play, the choral verse, and the narrative. For secondary schools, we are also looking at 3. We are looking at play, we are looking at choral verse, we are looking at adverts. Then for teacher training colleges, we are looking at play and the spoken word. Technical training institutes, we are looking at adverts and documentary. For universities, we are looking at play, we are looking at documentaries. But as I've said, this is not cast in stone. We will agree with the executive committee so that we can officially now launch these the sponsored genres for equity. The only thing we will request all of us to do, hello? The only thing that we will request us to do is to ensure that, unlike some of our institutions this year, we are going to have the content that specifically speak to equity and the sponsored theme. And this time round, we are also going to be heavy in sponsoring institutions. And this time round, we have discussed and agreed that we want to enable institutions to create wealth. The money that we are going to give, we want to discuss with you, the learners and the management, in terms of how can we be able to grow that money that we are giving you. Hello? How can we be able to grow it? We want to discuss. We are not going to impose on any idea. We want to discuss with you. If we give you 100,000, if we win 50,000, if you win 30, how can we grow that money? Do you believe that we can grow it? Yes. Is it possible to grow that? Is it possible to build an enterprise? As I said, equity as a financial institution, not so long ago, equity had an asset base of 30 million shillings. 30 million shillings, asset base for equity was 30 million shillings. But because of what the bank was able to do, getting focused on growing wealth for the shareholders, today, the asset base for equity, who can guess? Yes? The asset base has grown from 30 million to 1.8 trillion Kenya shillings. The asset base for equity has grown from 30 million to 1.8 trillion Kenya shillings. I've heard somebody here saying billion. No, we left 8 billion long time ago, long time ago. We are now at 1.8 trillion. We have grown the wealth of our shareholders. Those who bought shares for equity in 2000, one share was 20 shillings. One share of Equity Bank in 2000 was 20 shillings. Today, as we speak, those who bought their shares in 2000, one share, it has been split several times because the price has kept on increasing. It has been split several times. It is now 600 shares. The value of that 20 shillings today is 28,800. That wealth has grown. That time, it was not that you were buying one share, a minimum of 1,000. With 20,000 shillings in 2000, when those who bought equity shares, today, their wealth is 28 million. Hello? In 2000, how many of us had 20,000 shillings? Those who bought shares worth 20,000 shillings, today, they are millionaires. 28 million Kenya shillings. Kindly confirm for me that this presentation has been sent. Hello? So as Equity Bank, we want to walk with you that journey so that when we are rewarding you for winning, we want to walk that journey of growing that wealth. We also want to look at the best way of rewarding teachers as well. I know this year for the drama team, we had a bit of challenges because unlike music, drama had a bit of challenges. You may have position 1 in play, but it was not equity. You might have been ranked as position 1 in equity, but the content was not equity. Hello? So we had challenges even in rewarding the trainers, and even some schools we had challenges. There are those that we submitted, we gave them dummy checks, but when the Drama Festivals team gave us the list of winners, the cash awards went to some other institutions. Just for the reason that the content wasn't equity content. Are we together? So ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish you well as you continue with your training, and kindly let us ensure that we participate in the equity sponsored genres, and that we are going to come to all the regions to make presentations. I want to believe that by that time, all our content and what we would want you to speak about would be ready and will have shared with you. I want to invite my colleague very briefly, about 5 minutes, to say something, then we'll be done with our presentations. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. Let's appreciate Quinto as he comes. How many of us are going to participate in the equity sponsored genres? All of you? Good. And how many of us are going to ensure that we create an economic enterprise out of what we are doing? How many of us would want to support us to do that? Asante Nisa, we want you to work with us so that we create. Okay, I've just been told that we have a number of people who are also requesting to include something in the equity sponsored genres. We will discuss that with the executive committee. We are going to have a session with them, probably either today or tomorrow, depending on their convenience, and we'll look at what we can be able to accommodate. Whatever we'll accommodate, we'll be able to pick. But again, it doesn't really mean that if we have not sponsored a particular genre, you cannot put equity content in any other. Hello? And if you have something that is so outstanding, invite us to come and listen to it. We will see what to do. Hello? For as long as it's a very good. Sawa. So kindly support us on that. And again, we also want you to invite us to your institutions so that we can be able to engage and talk about what we are talking about or what we are presenting. Because some of you want to understand equity even better so that even as you develop your scripts, you are able to understand what equity is talking about. If we are to do the digital empowerment, what is digital empowerment and what does it mean for equity? We'll give you that information from our team that is spread across the country. We should be able to come to your institution, be able to engage with yourselves. But at the regional levels, we will come, we will engage, we will discuss, and we will agree. Asanteni sana. Mtupigieni makofi tafadhali. Tupigie makofi Kamito pia. Thank you.
So, the ES, Minister of Education, Leadership, all protocols observed. Good morning once more. My name is Kamito, as I had mentioned earlier, and I'll be very brief on this presentation because my colleague has already highlighted on some of the areas where the bank is strong in terms of support for education sector players. So in this case, this slide just speaks to what, as a bank, we're able to support the bright, needy students. So as a bank, through the foundation, we've supported more than 60,000 through scholarships for learners to access learning through various levels of education. And the bank is still committed to continue supporting in that space. So as a teacher, if you happen to be in any institution and there's a needy student where you feel this student requires support, then as a bank, we're more than willing to support that kind of conversation. You just reach out to our respective branches and we'll be able to walk the talk through that support. I'd also like to emphasize, my colleague mentioned that as a bank is able to support a single person in terms of single obligor, you can be able to access up to 55 billion shillings. And when I scan around, I see billionaires in the room. So it's just a matter of positioning yourself. You come for these facilities, and we are not just engaging you on matters loans alone. We're able to hold your hand and walk you through the journey that will be able to unlock the opportunities around investments that will be able to enable you achieve and even borrow up to 55 billion. As you can attest to the fact that maybe from salary alone, you may not be able to achieve borrowing of 55 billion bob. But there's some other engagements that through those respective engagements, then your journey to unlock the 55 billion, it's very much achievable. So just as a matter of assurance, the 55 billion, it's up to the disposal, and we have various consumers who are already accessing these 55 billion shillings. And you as an individual, you're not an exception. So we invite you through respective engagements that we normally have with our customers, then we can enable you and unlock that opportunity for you to achieve the 55 billion shillings. So as a bank, we are coming to Ministry of Education to assure and walk the journey through a partnership aspect. In this partnership, there's something for everyone. So we're able to support institutions, we're able to empower your individual growth, and we are saying today, as we have a conversation with critical stakeholder within the education sector, I believe most of the attendance today is more of teachers. So as a teacher, we have solutions that are able to support your personal growth, and we've seen most financial institutions make mistake in terms of they just support you access a loan, but do they walk this journey by engaging you on the areas that you can be able to invest, so that as you continue in the setup, employment setup, are you able also to do some diversification in terms of investments? And Equity is coming out strongly in this aspect, whereby we are not just out in the business of giving out loans. We are saying, before we give you this facility, can we have a conversation with you so that we are able to mitigate some of the areas that might expose you and be in a debt cycle? So we have a team of professionals who will be able to have a conversation with you at individual level, so that when you enter into an investment, you're able to project this kind of investment in short-term basis, mid-term basis, all the way to long-term. So I would like to invite you to continue having a conversation with us for those who are already engaging the bank, and for those who are yet to have an opportunity to engage the bank, the invitation is to you to come and start engaging us so that you're able to enjoy on some of these opportunities that are at disposal. So as a matter of just assurance, I've mentioned something to do with investments, and these investments, there is quite an array of opportunities around those investments. We are saying we're able to advise you to invest on matters to do T-bills, you're able to invest on matters to do bonds, and we are not just telling you to come and access these options that are available. We are giving you, even from a risk perspective, if you are to enter into this kind of investment, what is the likely outcome in the long run? So you'll be able to make a very, very informed decision at that particular point in time. We're also having solutions on matters insurance. My colleague had mentioned that currently the uptake on insurance in the country, it's still very low, close to 3%, and Equity Bank is coming out as a lead again on matters insurance through the license that it acquired recently, so that we're able to increase the uptake on matters insurance. So this insurance ranges from health, of matters life, and general insurance. As a teacher, you're able to plan your future. If you intend to go for further studies, can you be able to set aside some savings from an insurance perspective so that you're able to unlock this opportunity to further your studies? Because I want to believe, again, for the ministry, one of the considerations that they are keen on might be on level of education. What kind of certification could you be having? So these certifications, you can only achieve them when you plan. And through our insurance solutions, you'll be able to plan for the future and achieve this furthering of your education at any given time. So our commitment, and as a matter of reassurance from the bank, yes, as we partner with you, can we also partner with you at an individual level? So don't be left behind. Visit our branches, visit our respective employees, so that from a professional point of view, we'll be able to offer you that kind of advisory for your own personal growth. I had mentioned about a teacher being a critical stakeholder, and as a bank, we have an array of solutions that speaks to teachers. We have a solution whereby we are moving away from the brick and mortar way of doing things, where you could visit the branch, fill in the application forms for you to access a facility. As a bank, through the digital capabilities, you're able to access a check-off facility at the comfort of your phone. And the amount ranges from 5,000 all the way to 10 million with options to repay up to a period of 10 years. So we'll continue having a conversation with you critical stakeholder within the education space, so that we continue engaging and having products that are able to speak to your respective expectations. So don't be left behind. You should be willing to walk this journey with the bank. So as we commit and position the bank before you, that you should not be left behind. So kindly don't feel to be left behind, so that you're able to unlock your personal growth at an individual level. So today, it's just a matter of committing that we are available and we'll be more than willing to support you so that you unlock your individual growth. So I'll stop at that point, and we are still available in case of any inquiry. Feel free to reach out to us. We are still around. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's clap for Quinto. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Thank you very much. Now, I just want to confirm the theme for the equity sponsored genres. Our theme would be leveraging technology to make banking a lifestyle. Leveraging technology to make banking a lifestyle. Where we are saying the tagline is from a place you go to something you do. From a place you go to something you do. Tumepata hiyo theme? Haya, I repeat once again. Leveraging technology to make banking a lifestyle. From a place you go to something you do. That is our tagline for third particular theme. From a place you go to something you do. And here we will be heavy on what we are able to do on the digital platform to be able to support business, to be able to support development, to be able to transform our communities and supporting our agenda of wealth creation. The different technological advancements that we have brought to empower our people. That is what we will be talking about. So as you develop the storylines, as you train, as you adjudicate, those are the issues we'll be looking at. We have quite a number of issues that have been raised, and key among them is about inclusion of certain genres in the sponsorship for the Equity, for Equity Bank. And I want to assure you that we'll be having discussions with the executive committee, and we'll agree in terms of from what has been proposed and probably what is possible, and also taking care of the interests of equity as well. So that will be discussed and agreed upon. What I had given you is what we have proposed, is what we were given last year to support, but should there be a change, then you will be informed, even as we share with you the content for this particular theme. Another thing that has also been mentioned is about the awards. There are some institutions that have said did not get the award. I would really love to see those institutions. Kindly, we are still around. Let's engage, because we have a list of all the institutions that were awarded from the regional, from the county, regional, up to the national level, so that if there are any issues, they can be addressed. And kindly, I urge all of us, don't overstay. Because you can imagine an institution that we awarded a win of 100,000. Coming back to them today and telling them, oh, no, if there was a mistake, haikuwa ni nyinyi, kuna, you can imagine how, hello? So kindly, the moment you are a winner and that you have been awarded, kindly make sure that that award comes to you within the shortest time possible. And for equity, we are saying the shortest time should be a month. And you should keep on engaging and finding out. Ile award ziko namna gani? We have always waited for the ministry team to give us the list. We are the adjudicators, give us the winners, but then we cannot award before the final list comes from executive committee. So kindly ensure that we follow up on that. And this time round, as I've said, we have serious awards. So we have said we have spent 75 million. And we want to see whether this year we can make it. Now we can add another 25 million to that. Yeah? So that we spend 25 million shillings on the Kenya National Drama Festivals, as we have promised. But we are going to be heavy, as I've said, and I want to insist again. We want to demonstrate that we can grow wealth. The moment we give you an award, we want to see it grow. Even in the next 10 years, even probably when you'll not be in that school, you can be a proud person to say, I founded that enterprise that is making the headlines in our institutions of learning. We participated. We want to support the learners to understand how business is done. Because the moment students leave school, they are not aware in terms of how do they create enterprises. What is it that is required? Even us as teachers, we have some of us who have very limited understanding of how to successfully run an enterprise. So what we want to do is to use this opportunity for us to learn. But we want to be heavy on creative and the performing arts space, because that's where we see the future is going. Everybody, nowadays kila mtu anataka kupiga picha. Tukitoka hapa nje saa hizi 50% of us here tutakuwa tuko kwa na kupost, sio? How can we monetize that? Tutaanza kuona TikToks, and we want to find out as Equity, how can we come and support you make money from content, digital content? TikTok, for example, how can we make money out of it? We want to have that conversation with yourselves. Otherwise, thank you very much. I wish you all the best and enjoy your training. And when you go back to your institutions, take our regards and remember to invite us. God bless you and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Equity. I want to believe that our imaginations are somewhere there thinking about 55 billion. So sooner than later, we have about 1,300 participants here. So we are looking forward to 1,300 billionaires in the next few years. Thank you, Peter, for sharing with us the theme. Your theme aligns very well with this year's theme because we are also talking about digitalization. So teachers, trainers, artists, teacher artists who are here, Equity is giving you an opportunity to develop yourself. I don't know if that is what we usually mean when we say character development, or that is something different from what I know from character development in literature. So, Equity, once again, thank you very much for working with us. And we are very grateful that you are even thinking of upping up the awards that you're giving to our teachers, and also opening opportunity for our teachers to get access to funds in terms of loans and other services. And I hope that those of you who do not have equity accounts, you will be thinking about opening accounts. As Peter said, I was there when the banks one time decided that we must have 20,000 shillings in the account, the big banks. And if you didn't have that, then they would close your account. And then as teachers and even lecturers at the university, that was a lot of money. And that is how most of us ended up in circles. But I guess now we are all back into the bank, the courtesy equity. So can we put our hands together and give equity a hearty hand clap? Another one. Thank you very much, Equity, for working with us. You are our very good partners. And as you've said, I don't know if, Winter, you have a tent. I know you only put it during the drama festival, so that the teachers can come, so that they can know where to get you out here and discuss those other issues. Before we move to the next presentation, I want to recognize one of our committee members who was not there when we were being introduced, and I will just ask him to stand and wave. Kelvin Haimba. Kelvin Haimba is our committee member representing private schools in Kenya. Thank you. So now I will invite Manoa, is it Manoa, to come and take us to the next level. And I just want to say that, as we said earlier, our teachers who are here are very good teachers, and we appreciate you. I've seen you sitting here, the room is sometimes very hot, and you just sweat it out pole pole too, and you do what is required. So let's continue like that, and we see how we improve our creative instincts, institutions, and abilities. Continue enjoying the workshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair. Mko sawa? Ama you want to stretch a bit? Kila mtu ajisemee. When you say tuko sawa, you are lying. Sema niko, not tuko. Who chose you to be the spokesperson of 1,300? Fine. Now we are going to our next session, special needs, and I would like to call Dennis Mwirigi, our next chair for this session. Karibu Mwirigi.
Asanteni sana kwa kuzingatia itifaki zote. Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Assalamu alaikum. Hiyo ingine msiseme jamani. Asante sana. Ningetaka kuchukua fursa hii kumleta kwenu mwalimu wa somo la Kiingereza, na pia ni mwalimu wa walio na mahitaji maalum kutoka shule ya Friend School kutoka kaunti ya Vihiga pale inajulikana kama Givaeli, na pia ni mke, ni mama zote, na pia ameweza kulelewa na kukuzwa na tamasha hizi za uigizaji. ni kutoka kwako, kutoka pale utotoni, na ni mwanafunzi pia wa wanafunzi wale wa kawaida pia, na pia ni mwamuzi, sio mwingine bali ni Madam Lilian Neema aka Kapeku. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Kwa wale pia tuweze kwa ishara pia kumkaribisha pia, kwa sababu ya wale walio na mahitaji maalum. Asante sana Madam Neema Lilian Kapeku, karibu sana. Asante sana.
Good morning. Good morning once again. Neema inatosha. Naomba tusalimiane kwa lugha ya ishara nione kama tunakumbuka. Hello. How many can sign hello? Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Or good morning. Good morning. You how? Me fine. It is an honor to be here. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Almighty God for bringing us here again for another year. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. And I also want to thank the Executive Committee for giving me another opportunity. In SNE, we say we have 7 key pillars, and the most important one is an opportunity. Now, before we start, I would like to take ourselves back to Sunday school. How many went to Sunday school? I know others went to madrasa. Some of us did not go to Sunday school. Sundays were the days where we remained back to kiiba sukari na kuramba, si ndio? So I wish to request you to stand up so that we can sing Praise the Lord. How many know that song? Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Oh, sing a song. Praise the Lord. He has given me eyes. He has given me mouth to praise the Lord. Oh, sing a song to pray. Praise the Lord. He has given me legs to walk. He has given me eyes to see. As you are standing now, I know you are surprised. Why are we having SNE here? If maybe you are a new. You say that he has given you eyes to do what? For us, we adapt it. I come from Likoni School for the Visually Impaired. We don't say he has given me eyes to see. He has given me feelings to see. The visually impaired, we see using our instinctions. Sawa sawa. He has given you ears to do what? To hear. We adapt your curriculum. He has given me eyes to hear. Fingers to talk. Are we together? So I am here to adapt each and every genre that we have under KNDFF. Praise God. Kaa chini, tutakupatia namba utume sadaka. So please do not sit close to Akwi and you are giving her a story and you tell her, sasa unaona ikifika nationals, Akwi will tell you, sioni na kusikia. Are we together? We need to be very careful with the words that we use. So my title, the title of my paper is Inclusive Storytelling, Enabling Bold Performers with Diverse Abilities on the Digital Stage. I will wish to discuss my topic in connection to this year's theme, inclusive storytelling. Inclusive? What is inclusivity? I will not go to the dictionary nor go to the Google. I want to look at it practically. Sawa sawa. Inclusivity, KNDFF, tick. Do you agree with me? Why are we having madam there interpreting? We have our colleague here. Sawa sawa. So inclusivity, is having everybody on board. Even you who is seated here, some are short, some are tall. Sindio? Some of us are blessed this way. Others are blessed that way. Sindio? Others are blessed that way. Others are blessed that way. That's inclusivity. And all of us have fitted on the Kisumu girls chair. Praise God. Then we come to bold performers. Bold comes with courage. We want to give these learners courage. Which learners? We are talking of learners with diverse abilities. We don't talk of the marginalized. No, we are not marginalized. As I'm standing here, I want you to see these diverse abilities in me. Are we together? I am an autistic learner. What is autism? Hyperactivity, which most of you term it as mtoto asikiagi, mtoto ni rude. Are we together? If I give a chance to my teacher today, they'll tell you tunashangaa alikuwa aje mwalimu. Because I had all that. Then you talk of the difficulties in hearing. Even some of us have them due to old age. True or false? Waswahili wanasema hujafa? Are we together? Even let's just come to movement. If Madam Janet says that I've placed 10,000 shillings on my office, the fastest person to get there pick that money. How many of us will get there fast? Mobility challenge. Are we together? So here, I'm not here to present people with special needs in education. I'm here to present all of us in one basket. Sawa sawa. So my paper will look at the categories of performers with diverse abilities on the digital stage. The word digital stage, to me, it has so many meanings under one. As I was doing my paper, that is what I got. KNDFF, the live performance, to me that's a digital stage. That's how I've taken it. You put us on coverage by KICD, it's a digital stage. Where are you performing from? All of us here are performers. True or false? If you are a father, you are a performer in your house. True or false? There are different activities that you perform in that house. Sawa sawa. And some, when you fail to perform, zinaleta bala. So each one is a performer. Sawa sawa. So the digital stages vary. Then characteristics of these performers. How do we differentiate one from the other? Why are you here and yet you don't teach learners with special needs? Neither do you have a special need. You are going to be posted for adjudication, whether sub-county, county, regional, or national level, and you are going to meet these learners. What will make you be convinced that the learner standing there is a visually impaired? That team is for the visually impaired. That team is for the hearing impaired and all the other disciplines. So I'm here to give you those characteristics. Then you have journals for the performers with diverse abilities in the rules and regulations book. If you are in charge, we will raise our books and say, this is my Bible. Are we together? So according to this book, what are they supposed to perform? In which genres and in what manner? Then we have adjudication of performances focusing on their strength and areas of adaptation. I want you to underline strength and adaptation. Most of the time, we sit on the adjudication bench so that we can look for mistakes in an item. True or false? You even forget about what was done best. It's normal in life. Today I do so many good things to you, but one day nikikusaliti, itafuta yale mazuri yote. Are we together? So on that bench, especially for learners with diverse abilities, sit down and look for the strength. Then we have how to motivate or interact with performance with diverse abilities. I can testify that your learners are much better in the interaction than you. There are many cases that we have regular school learners wanatuzunguka si kwa mshangao. They really admire them. They are like, wow, they had a play like us, they had a dance. But for you,
who will get a chance as a marshal na kukujia kama we ni marshal. Si unajua? The time will come. Now, the learners with diverse abilities, I'll begin with the hearing impaired performers. Who are these hearing impaired performers? Yesterday when Jacqueline was here appreciating the KICD CEO, Professor Ongondo, some people were worried and there was murmuring. Some were even saying, aya, kwa nini huyo mtu anamzungumzia na huyo mtu anaweza kuzungumza? Ilikushangaza? Did you realize that her lips were moving? Those who are closest, do you realize that? Now that is what we call lip movement. We train them in that. Those who can a little bit voice, we call them the hard of hearing. Are we together? They are not totally deaf, and most of them acquired it. And that situation can either get you or me. If you go back to the use of quinine to treat malaria, many people in our community lost their hearing ability. Are we together? So if today I close your ears, then tell you something, and then I tell you to repeat it, can you repeat it? It becomes difficult. So my sister Jacqueline acquired it. She was born, she acquired language, she had the language acquisition devices. Then at some point, she lost it. So she can have the lip movement of some words. For example, she can say, but you can't get the voice. And again, if you can't sign and you interact with her and you try to talk slowly, she will lip read. So they still belong there, because sometimes you have teams with those children, then somebody comments, no, that team had mixed children, some were regular school learners. Because when they are excited, when they take up the task well, the learners who are hard of hearing, at some point, kwa stage, utamsikia atatamka neno. Are we together? As they are signing, there are certain sounds that are easy to them. Sawa sawa? There are certain sounds that are easy to them. Wengine utawaambia mambo, just these deaf learners, go slow. Mambo. Utasikia anakuambia pa. Or ataproduce poa. Then you try to continue, the other syllables ni shida, anakwama. Sawa sawa? So don't say that they are not deaf and dumb. Then you have the totally deaf. Those who have never interacted with any environmental sound. They have never. They were born deaf. Daktari akajaribu, wamegonga kitu, mtoto ashtuke, hashtuki. Are we together? Then the second category, I'll be very fast because of time. It's the physically impaired performers. Physically impaired performers. They have difficulty in motor skills, but again, they also come in two groups. And I would like you to separate music from drama. In drama, under the physically impaired performers, we have those who have difficulties in movement. Sawa sawa. Together with learners with cerebral palsy. Some of us experience that, or we have experienced, or a relative, or Mungu anakupangia u experience. Not because God wants to punish you, it's because hiyo neema atakupati. Haupewi msalaba bila nguvu ya kubeba, ni ukweli? So cerebral palsy, these are the learners that most of you see, you either cry or you run away. Their nerves are affected. Their nerves are affected. It is not the bones. You find some of them, they find motor. Have you seen a person who has been stricken with stroke? Tunaelewana? Au watoto wako hivyo. It affects them differently. Some it comes to the fine motor, some it also comes to the legs, and the others it affects the jaw muscles and the tongue muscles. That is why by the time they want to talk, they take time. Unaona mtoto amekazana na ulimi hauenuki. And some even drool. So these ones, we group them under physically impaired performers. Even in their movement, utapata, it's like they are jerking. Have you seen them? We have those learners. Now these cerebral palsy learners, there is nothing wrong with their brain. Nothing at all. Are we together? The physically impaired learners go through the age-based curriculum. Those who are expecting our learners in senior schools, grade 10, we might give you some of these learners and then you are like, they are misplaced. No, they are not. We cover the regular school curriculum. We only give them mobility devices, the crutches. Some of you sometimes accident kidogo uko na crutch yako, si ndio? Some have the rails, some are on wheelchair. But when the nerves are affected, it doesn't affect the brain. Tell your neighbor asipeleke huyo mtoto kwa mentally handicapped school. Are we together? They undergo the regular school curriculum. If there is no a physically handicapped school around, mwache akuwe integrated in the school and tell the teacher to assist the learner. Sawa sawa. So we have some who don't have the upper limb. Have you seen them? When we have like the Mississippi dance, Mississippi usually comes with dance, high school, Mombasa Secondary School for the physically handicapped. You look at last year's soloist, hakuwa na hii part, but the boy danced. There is a way they manipulate those hands hata unashangaa. Na hata wale wanakosa mbili, we have a headgear that we fit and they practice na naandika na kuchora na kichwa chake all the feet. Atafua, ako kwa boarding school, we don't wash for them. Atafua na ile miguu yake kama Solomon mkubwa. Atafua, ataandika tena vizuri. Na atashika kijiko, atakula. That is why we say, when this part here is challenged, Mungu naye upeleka nguvu zote mahali kwingine. Are we together? Next. Intellectually challenged. I want you to be our advocates. Acheni kuzungumza juu ya mentally handicapped. There are schools bado zimeandikwa Kisumu School for the mentally handicapped. Enda uambie huyo head teacher tumesema they are called intellectually. It is only their intellect. Are we together? You know, mentally it is more of madare. Those kids of ours are not mad. Are we together? It is the intellect ability. The IQ is below 70. That is why you'll find somebody mwenye amejaza madevu yote like my brother Bobo Odhiambo na ni mwanafunzi wangu, bado nakwambia huyu ana perform dance ya primary na unashtuka. You know, nikimvisha vizuri na asimame, you expect he will reason sawa sawa na wewe. True or false? And they have a tendency of not recognizing you as a teacher. They only know that classroom teacher. You even give them the exam and you ask them, who is the head of our school? They'll write for you, Teacher Lillian. Because the only teacher he has interacted with is Lillian. In those classes, unafunza masomo yote ukipanda naye. We don't have you coming in and out. Because wakati damu yake haitapatana na yule anakuja, it becomes a problem. That's where now you know the IQ has a problem, because tantrums zinaanza, vituko vinaanza. So when you see them, usimwone kwa kiti useme, we mtu mkubwa uwezi pisha mwalimu kiti. Just be polite. Are we together? Because ukianza ku exchange naye, you'll realize umewasha decoder ya Go TV, but inakupatia features za Zuku. And it will not go down well. Are we together? You know, they even tell us like, Okola is my colleague. We are the patrons of drama. But kila mara tukiconsult na Okola, because we are very normal, unapata my student there, Malala, now he's the one who has got intellectual challenges. Malala anachukia Okola. To an extent that atasimama aseme, sipendi huyu teacher Okola, mimi anachukua demu wangu huyu. Mimi nitamuoa madam. Tunaolewaga na hao watoto. Are we together? And it becomes a very big problem. So we just go slow with them. And in those classes zenye wako juu sasa, the pre-vocational, we have a lot of male teachers. Because you don't know when it will strike. As a lady teacher, they can change things. Tuko pamoja? Okola is saying we need risk allowance. Madam Janet, I wish TSC ingekuwa hapa. He is saying something that is very good. So you have to be paired with several male teachers. Now, these ones, they are in 3 groups. Both of them are intellectually challenged. But when you try to look at their physical appearance, they are different. We have the first group, Down syndrome. Down syndrome, most of the time, according to the authority and what we were taught, it is as a result of age. Age your parents. Usually walimu wa biology wako hapa. If I'm married to Okola will score. Unajua game inakuwa draw. 23 chromosomes 23, si ndio? Hiyo game lazima ikuwe draw. So at some point Okola decides to contribute 24 and I have 23. We will end up with a Down syndrome child. Are we together? Now the Down syndrome children are very beautiful. They are these learners who wako kafatifati and then wako na Waswahili wanasema macho ya gololi. Mshasikia Tanzania wakiimba? Gololi ni marbles. Mnaita banta. Those children, have you seen them? Big beautiful eyes. And both of them, boys and girls, they are blessed everywhere. Down syndrome, they are not aggressive. They really like dancing. Sawa sawa. I remember when I was doing auditioning for cultural dance when I was in a mentally challenged school. Then I said, situtoe style because the mentally challenged wanapenda dance. There was one who was called Pendo. Anatoka huko coast karibu na boda ya Tanzania. Mwalimu mimi niko na style. Weka nyimbo fulani nikaeka. She went down, held the floor. You remember Princess Farida? Alicheza chakacha huyo mtoto and she insisted hiyo style ikuwe kwa dance. Now, that is where you'll get to know there's a problem with the IQ. Then we have the microcephalus. Microcephalus are these children. I don't know why there are so many in areas where it is very sunny. The children with very small heads. Have you seen them? Alafu ana miaka 26 lakini yuko hapa. Kiatu anavaa it's a baby's shoe. Microcephalus. Now that compression of the head affected the brain. Then we have hydrocephalus. Hydrocephalus are those children with very big heads zimejaa maji. Most of them you'll find, wengine wanasema akona vein kubwa hapa. When you look at them well, there is a pipe inaekwa kama umeona mtu anafanywa dialysis. So after some time we take them to hospital, ile maji inapunguzwa cause inaua. Ikikuwa mingi unampata kichwa kinaenda nyuma, alafu ukiangalia jicho huoni mboni liko tu jeupe. So after some time inavutwa and they survive in our society. In my community, my mother told me walikuwa wanapelekwa msituni, alafu kuna kinu, the metal and pestle, mortar and pestle. Huko wanatwanga paka kanakufa. That was what used to be there in her community. So they go through the stage-based curriculum. Sawa sawa. Then you have autism. I'll not talk much about autism because we'll have 4 groups that we look at as far as drama is concerned. But autism is very common and common with young parents. The cause of autism is yet to be established. It is a communication and social disorder. Autistic children are not deaf, but that child of yours can speak to you once in 6 months. One word. They hear you. Sawa sawa. And we say they have a social disorder. Why? They don't interact with people. They cannot play with the others. Usually utampata kwa kona anacheza peke yake. That is why autism, it is one teacher, one learner. But due to stretched resources, some of our institutions, unapewa kama 5 kwa darasa. Teaching the same thing at a go, it's a problem. You come in the morning, Okola is on that corner with a piece of paper. Anacheza nao akiimbia. Na anaeza cheka. So you go back, you want to smile at him, he switches off. They don't respond to what you are doing. Then we have another one, amekaa chini, ana bounce tu kama mpira, kijirusha. Chini straight, anaenda juu, anarudi. Boom, 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 boom. We have that one. We have another one walking around, biting everyone. So in that class utapata wa biting everyone, mwalimu amemfunga kamba. You come in na sema, ayo mwalimu alikuwa heartless, mtoto amefungwa kama mbuzi. Unampatia dakika 2, ameuma mwingine kichwa kitambo. Vizuri, and by the time umtoe, anaweza yuma na nyele na atatafuna. Daipa yake unamvisha kama bluma. If it is a short, wakati imejaa kiona, anakata akikula. Tutambo cha ushtukie, ameimaliza. Those are autistic learners. Are we together? But they also go through the stage-based curriculum. What we do for them is activities of daily living. Take them to school, usihangaike na resources. Take them to school so that the teacher can train that child to behave normally in quotes nyumbani. It will be easy for you. Because I had a friend, then I told her, "Sumlete shule," because alikuwa firstborn. She was not for it. She felt bad because she was a senior person at Kenya Ports Authority. But you know what the child does? Kama house girl ako busy na yeye amejisaidia long call. Ana pick, ana paint hiyo nyumba na sofa sets. So house girls kept on going away. Are you getting me? So schooling is key. It is not a matter of unataka mtoto wako ende university, because you have those who have gone to national schools and disappointed you. True or false? So you have them in our homes. And then you end up unasema, aki daddy, si unaambia unataka kufanya kitu gani? Unampeleka TVET aweze kujitegemea, si ndio? Wetu wa stage based pia wanaenda TVET, hata wa autistic after training. So encourage somebody somewhere. Sawa sawa. Next. We have the deaf blind. This is a learner who is both deaf and blind. Hajawahi ona, hajawahi sikia. For these learners, we use tactile signing, the touch. We don't have specific signs like what she's doing. Kenyan Sign Language is a structured language like any other. But for deaf blind, utapata ni challenge wakati umepata transfer kuenda Nairobi na mtoto wako alikuwa anasoma Kisumu. You have to make sure the teacher in Kisumu can talk to the teacher in Nairobi, ajue atato. Tuko pamoja? Now a teacher has a leeway of coming up with her own signs. For example, if I have mine, ni time nataka tuende na ameketi, nikimchapa paja na yeye ananifinya paja, anajua tunaenda, atasimama, tutashikana mkono tuende. Sawa sawa? If it is time to eat, I'll touch the chin. Utaona ananyosha mkono kwa meza to feel whether it's a cup or a spoon. Are we together? If it is time for him to go and urinate, nishamuonyesha, atajishikilia. You know they come home hawana language yoyote. So kujishikilia, na kama niko busy nimekaa, but usually unakaa kando yake, utapata na yeye amekushikilia penye wewe anajishikilia. So what does that mean? A girl with a female teacher, a male with a male teacher. Are we together? And that is why I said TSC would have been here and watupatie risk allowance. Because with those touches it reaches a point, even when the touch is supposed to communicate something else, wewe senses zilikufa. Because kazini ni touch. Inaleta shida. Are we together? It becomes a normal thing. Next. Then we have the emotionally and behavioral difficulty learners. You have them in your schools. Sindio? You have them. These ones are in regular schools. And these are the ones wamefanya wengi mmepata promotion. Sindio? See, they are the best in drama than the A materials. Sasa wakati unamuona amechemka sana, usimgonge sana. Some of you even throw blows at them. These children, it is the effect ya the family, most of them, the environments they come from. Sawa sawa? Broken homes, violence in the marriages, baba na mama ni kupiga. So mtoto ana grow akijua solution ni nini. Are we together? Alafu hajalelewa na rules. So any rule you unaweka, the child cannot follow rules. Ongea tu nae pole pole, you'll get to them. Sawa sawa? There's a school in Mombasa, regular school, that was at the center. You know Mombasa what is known for, eh? So landing in that school, I was like English itaflow. Unapewa class 8 na mini square 19. Unajua yale masomo yanaanguka ukiland new teacher. What happens? Mpatie hii yangu, mpe for blue, mpe. Si ndio? So looking around, kulikuwa na wall fence wameangusha. Hiyo area ni depot. You want cocaine, you want heroin, utapata. Tumbaku, kama unakula tumbaku when you go to coast, usijinulie tu tumbaku. Tumbaku inaekwa pinch so that you can crave for the most expensive drug. So I realized these children, most of them ni when I started with the caning, there's a time I was seated in my house and my husband was working very far. Then the class 7 boys were like, tutamchoma tu ndani ya nyumba yake na watoto wake. Then I was like, what do I do? I had done SNE but I was not in a special school. I decided sasa nanunua naenda nayo class. Nikauliza wale wananunua, wale wa mtaa. So I'm like, asubuhi imebekwa kwa bahasha ya dawa. Pia mimi niko na ya. Those boys were curious. Huyu madam Kapeku ni mchize wetu huyo, teja mwenzetu. From there we could talk, absenteeism ikaisha, alafu nikamwambia sasa simuone ile siku niliramba asubuhi, kizungu kilipotea. Look at how I was dressed. That day I went to school in a jeans and a top mwenye nimetaki. Makeup nime overdo. So wakajua huyu ni mwenzetu. Huyu hata tujua alikuwaje mwalimu huyu. The next day I came back as a teacher. Then I told them, mimi sitaki kuitumia asubuhi. Hii asubuhi nitafutwa kazi na Mr. Ponda. Mr. Ponda was the head teacher. Let me tell you my people from that day, because these boys are 22. Vijana wangu walikuwa wanakuja shule kama wametulia. Head teacher ana doubt register anakuja darasani. The lowest out of the drug addicts alitoka na 260. The EBD learners. Are we together? And that is why any colleague who has interacted with me will tell you Kapeku ni chizi. Si chizi, ni kazi. Sawa? Kuna pali tunatulia paka unashangaa ametulia huyu. Are we together? Now, KNDFF, which learners with diverse abilities are on board with us? We have the VI. Can you say VI? VI. Sign with me. VI. Kwanzia leo sitaki kusikia ukisema blind. Visually impaired. Sawa? Then we also have the HI. Sign H. HI. HI, the hearing. We have the IC. Who are the IC? Good. PI. Sawa sawa. These are the 4 groups that you will meet. Now I want to give you their characteristics, the 4 groups. Sorry, don't move to the characteristics. Okay, sorry, the characteristics. Before the characteristics, we want to see how we can bring them to our festival. Sawa sawa. Now, we need to provide physical safety. Can we clap for Kisumu girls? Clap for Kisumu girls. I wish the principal was here ndo aniambie TSC nikuje hapa. Unajua Kisumu ni city, allowances zitabadilika. Si nimempigia makofi. We have a ram there. Are you seeing it? So, mobility is easy. So when you are choosing stages, check. Remember you have the PI and the VI. The VI, due to the challenge in sight, there is a challenge in movement. Tuko pamoja? So when you have a ram, it becomes easy. Akifeel na white cane, atapanda mwenye. The one with the wheelchair will ride na apande. Are we together? And what does that say, marshals? The marshals in the hall. Hey, alafu Madam Janet wa unaweka marshals wanakaa askari. Very tall. Even you mwalimu unaogopa. Wakati wamesema time festival must end at 6. Ukiweka wheelchair. Ako na miraba kadhaa, amenua wheelchair, ameangusha mtoto wangu stage. At that point we might fight. You see that child on a wheelchair? That child has been packed. Unaona venye ulipack suitcase yako? Ukahakikisha padlock hazitakaa juu juu. Unazekaga katikati. Bahati mbaya suitcase ikisukumwa zipo ikiraruka watu wasione padlock. Padlock unaweza pack juu juu. Si vitu mzuri za kuonekana, si ndio? So me, I have packed my child. That child is on a diaper or a catheter. Na wewe unamuinua kimzigo mzigo. Unajua mzigo wa mwili unawekwa tu na anaenda. Kidogo catheter imekuwa loose. And your catheter is painful. That child will not perform as I expect. Are we together? And let me tell you that all those challenges that I've told you about, there is one thing that is constant. Ningekuwa naweza kuwa na namba ya simu ya Mungu ningemuuliza kwa nini. Their emotions are constant kama zako. Our hormones ziko sawa hata kushinda yako. So when you interfere with the confidence, it becomes a problem. Uliza tu mwalimu, nisukumie wapi? Nitoe hii gear wapi? Tuko pamoja? We'll be patient because the festival has created room for us. Same to the VI. There is my sister Akwi was telling me, by the way I have permission from her. She was telling me yesterday, Lilian, I felt bad. There's somebody who says, huyo hata ni kama anatuenjoy. Ona vile she has beautiful eyes. Huyo anaona. Let me tell you, the VI are in categories. There are some who their eyes are closed. There are some who have more beautiful eyes than yours, cause wewe zako ushaziharibu na moshi, maji ya mapovu. Are you getting me? But now, if you have learned biology, you know what it takes for you to have a clear sight. So when you see them, you are like, mwalimu nishikie hawa, cause tumeambiwa tunakuja 2 teachers, 1 caregiver. Nishikilie mkono. Wewe shikilia mwenzako. Usishikilie mwenzake anaona. You know they hear you and they feel very bad. Sawa sawa. So you be very careful. You clear the pathway. Special stage, this is standard. Don't go to a small school because the principal is your friend. Hautaki kulipia utilities. Stage iko size hii. Mimi nataka kuweka wheelchairs 25. Stage inaishia hapa. Si utaniambia dance yangu ilikuwa na a lot of commotion. So it is very important the festival organizers from the sub-county level to national level. Adapted toilets. Toilets that have got double doors. Usually we say we need a toilet with a seat. We know our village schools, it might be difficult. How much is a plastic chair, if I may ask? 700. Here it takes one official, jitolee chairperson, buy that plastic chair. Pelekea mtu ambao, cause tuliona mtu jana alipata free ride. I support ikuwe strong na mbao. Tafuta mtu, hata wewe mwenyewe unaweza, kisumoto, kata shimo kwa kile kiti. Tuwekee kwa kile choo cha kawaida. Are we together? Eka maji ya omo kando, tia jiki kidogo. From your pocket, usiende kusumbua CDE kama imeshindikana. Baraka haziji rahisi, zinatafutwa. So mimi automatically when I bring my learner, nitamtoa kwa wheelchair, sitahitaji kumbeba. Atashika mkono ile kiti, ataketi, atajisaidia, atajisafisha, atatoka. Na mimi kwa heshima na taadhima zote, nitateka maji, nitamwagia kile kiti. But when you don't do that, I'm supposed to carry that child. Some are very heavy. Anakuambia teacher iko karibu, wacha tu ni crawl, utaniosha mkono. Kumbuka tuko kwa festival. Kana crawl, kana jisaidia. Hello? So hata festival organizer akikaa ngumu, wewe kama mwalimu tu wa kawaida, baraka ziko bwana. Are we together? But tukisema tutoe ushuhuda hapa, utakimbia. Wengine Yesu anatushukia, hata si malaika. So just buy that 700, part with it. Hata kama hujapewa allowance. Sawa sawa. Ambia officials, I've donated this. Itasaidia. Sawa sawa. Next. Now we have emotional and psychological safety. Ladies high. Ladies high. We lady mwenye umeinama usemi high, tutakudoubt. Now, imagine somebody telling you you're beautiful. How do you feel? I like your hair. Si uko na figa poa. Kwa nini amwambii watoto wangu? Kwa nini huwa amwambii watoto wangu? Nikisema watoto wangu, I'm talking of all the diverse abilities. Unaona mtoto wa Kisumu primary wamekuja na dance yao, wamevishwa costume, you're like, unaka kasichana, lukataka ka soloist. Sio tunasema hivyo? I just have mine in a wheelchair. I've struggled, nimemsuka, nimetafuta costume borrow from another school. How much will it cost you to tell that girl? Sasa akisiweni mrembo. And even my deaf girls, just tell them, both male and female. Mwambie tu, that is beautiful or handsome. Utaona nakwambia, thank you, thank you. Kidogo akuite kwa umeweka sign moja. Jina lako ni nani? Are you getting me? Relate with us. The festival is for all of us. You are in a village, you are like, musiende huko. Iyo cube inanuka, wanavaa madaipa au musiende huko. How do you know that the future of your learner is to be Madam Lilian Kapeku? How do you know that your learner is going to be a caregiver? Tuko kwa CBC, si ndio? We are nurturing every learner's potential. Be sure that your child yuko na roho tofauti na wewe. True or false? Mine was to, in our estate Baxton walitubomolea too bad. Na collect wale watoto wana disabilities. Ndugu zao wamepewa wacheze nao, wameweka kando. Tunacheza Kati Stadium. Then I realized I found myself na wachukua, because I used to play it here, naanza kumsonga nywele. Nikileta kwetu mamangu, a whole social worker. Toa. That is a social worker. Are you getting me? I never, let me tell you, intended to become a teacher. It was not even my last option. But when it was the only option remaining, I wanted to be a lawyer, news presenter. Lakini mwalimu, hapana. Let me be honest. Then kumbe Mungu anakutayarisha kwa calling yako bila kujua. Then I was told, you go and be a teacher. I was like, teacher iko, hakuna pesa iko ni ya mwalimu. Hautaki uende ukaolewe. Kwetu tena kuolewa unajua ni investment. I was like, sasa basi nataka kuwa mwalimu wa Isha. Ni mwalimu tofauti. Today we are here. So there is that learner, ile interest akonayo, you never know. Maybe he or she is going to be an advocate for people with diverse. Let them interact. We are not contagious. We are not. Sawa sawa. So treat them well. Encourage your learners to interact with them. Use positive reinforcement. Are we together? Use positive. Avoid negativity. Give positive feedback. Announcers. Hello? How many are interested in announcing? Madam Janet is looking for announcers. Who are good announcers? Ai, ni wachache, hamtatosha hall zetu. Ujumbe uwafikie mlionyosha mkono. It is not a matter of just playing with your voice. Kindly do not label us. You know, under the Kenyan law, labeling is wrong. I, as a teacher of SNE, sina authority ya kusema kulingana na huyu mtoto ni intellectually challenged. Authority iko na assessment officer. Akishaleta report, then I'm allowed to say that. Sasa we unaanza, haya basi, haya. Muda ule tuliongojea lakini ni muda wachache. Naona wengine wanatoka. Marshall, ruhusu walimu wa watoto wenye mapungufu waingie tu bure waangalie tamasha yao. Shule ya vipofu wao, vipofu na densi. Densi si lazima macho, hata bila macho unaweza kudensi. Ushindwe. I'm bringing the hearing impaired. Okalo amekaa hapa. Nyimbo anaweka. Sisirimi napenda binti kiziwi. Tiriri. Aya basi, vesewe hao. Nani alisema bila masikio huwezi sikia? Roho ni nyama si chuma. Shindwa. Wewe ndio kiziwi na wewe ndio kipo? Do you know what the definition you have for disability? Disability is the inability for you to see the ability in another person. Do you want to tell me, Madam Janet, Mr. Manoa is my boss, usinifute kazi. He's an SNE hoi. Anakula mshahara kuliko mahoi wote mko hapa. Then you have Professor CJ Odhiambo. Do you want to tell me these people na masomo yao yote wanawazimu kusema hii festival ikuwe inclusive? Who are you to dismiss us? And watch our space. In future the festival will be ours. Amen? So announcers tafadhali, before you get to announce, if you are used to political rallies, andika kwa barua yako mwambie Madam Janet, I need training because I announce in political rallies. Ati katoto umekaona kafupi yako, lakini kananengua, vikono vifupi lakini kananengua, kanachapa ngoma. Remember, for the deaf learner, interpreter amekaa pale. Huyu haezi interpret kitu tofauti na chenye umesema. So by the time she says, the deaf are coming in, so it's possible for them to dance. Who walisema that without ears could dance zero? Umenifanya nimeanguka na kosa promotion. Na mimi nimekesha nikitrain. Anaingia pale muda iko. We are in the wrong place. Then you the adjudicator, because uliambiwa adjudicators, integrity is not a stone face. Sasa umenyonga tai. Kama ni sisi wanawake umekula ile suti, yani umetoa dukani ukavaa. So you are very conscious about everything that you do. You are cautious. So umekaa tu. Watoto wanapanda na wewe huko. You are scaring our learners. A festival is for enjoyment, si ndio? It is for enjoyment. Tafadhali, just smile at my team. Ukismile haimaanishi nataka unipatie number 1. You give them hope. Wakifika pale umenisaidia. Unajua venye tunakesha, tunahama nyumba zetu. Unakaa ni kama utaachwa na mzee, kama uachwi. Unaangalia festival imekaribia, hawajafika, umebeba kibagi chako, unalala domu. Usiku uko nao titi, unaambia count 1 2 3, unaishi shule. Sasa mzee yuko like surely hizi vitu hata ziko na maana gani? Hata elewi kama mwanzo teacher ni mwanaume inaleta shida kabisa. Teacher wako anaishi kwa compound ya shule. Si teacher afanye. Kwa nini wewe ulale huko? We sleep in dorms. So just smile. Najua hata kama nitakuwa wa mwisho because as I'm seated because I'm a teacher, I know team A imenishi. Smile at them, tell them hello. Usipige tu kengele. Hello, you how? Mnataka kufanya nini? Wanakuanga na kierere. Watakwambia, then you tell them start. Utaona vile ile dance itaanza ikiwa juu. You know when I get a promotion it is easy for me nikutane na wewe nikwambie kamata mbi. Nimekuja miaka 5 kuna promotion. Next. Now, which genres do we participate in? We participate in only 2. And these 2 are for us only. Underline the word only. We have cases umelemewa na moto wa regular school, you hire kapeku because you have a script. Nikuje nifundishe watoto wako sign language, alafu unaleta play unawaambia msizungumze. Kabisa msizungumze. Mtoto anakuja, wacha nikwambie signing ya deaf na yangu ni tofauti. My deaf learners sign perfectly well than me. Their fingers are flexible. Hata sometimes when it is a new sign na umeangalia kwa video, you are not getting it well, unamuita kuja, angalia hii video, anaangalia. Sign, ata sign exactly kama yule mtu. Sometimes the movement ina interfere because our books they have so many arrows to show you the movement kama sign iende clockwise ama anti-clockwise and the frequency. Are you getting me? So please, I beg, last year we had a school at national levels. Adjudicators who are here, you know the names of school. There is no way Kakamega High School can have deaf learners. Is it an integrated school? Alafu iko tu vizuri Kakamega High School and you rank it 1 inakuja national and then there are deaf learners going back while crying and to make it worse, we also cry. Munajua hivyo? Walimu wa SNE, we are very emotional. When things are very good, we cry. When they are very bad, we cry. Are we together? So please, naomba nyinyi kama macho ya KNDFF, make sure, and if you are in doubt, tuma marshal. Hebu tembea kando yako ka group kametoka. There's a time we had a cultural dancer was still green in regular school and I used to come with the dances bado. But I'm trained as any teacher, but kupostiwa bado. Naona watoto wakaingia, nikaguswa, tukasaidiana, tukabeba watoto, wametengenezewa rostra mdogo, wakakaa juu vizuri, wakadance, walimu wamebeba practically because hakuna ramp. Curtains zilizofungwa. Watoto wakaambiwa watoke. Mtu atakuaibisha. Wewe ushaambia mtoto mtu amekuja kukudai umwambie, enda umwambie dadia yuko. Alafu anafika mlangoni amesahau. Anasema sisi tu, "Dadi, ulikuwa unasema nimwambie?" Those kids, I swear by my mother's grave, walisimama wakitembea wakitoka. Nikaangalia vizuri huku nje tuko na hizo stand, wameenda kununua bracelet. Remember these teachers walijipatia the hustle ya kuwabe? Huyo ameibia watoto ama hajaibia? Madam Janet, I think utaongezea polisi kazi. Walimu kama hao wafungwe. Watoto wamewekwa stage kwa play ni deaf. Mashini imekwama, unafunga curtain. Kufunga curtain ndio wamepanic, wanaanza story. Sasa itakuwaje sasa? Mbona wamefunga itakuwa disco? You are a thief. Robbery without violence. Madam Janet eka CID huu mwaka because SNE is being corrupted. Unaleta mtoto tunaambia jidai CP, mtoto wako. Ukichelewa kupiga bell, anachoka kufanya mdomo hivi. Anajishtukia amerudisha. Ukimwangalia anafanya tena. Na wewe mwalimu umekaa comfortably. Please stop it. So we have the cultural creative dance and the play. The cultural creative dance, we expect the 4 groups. there was a question. The 4 groups and the disabilities are different. Sorry, the challenges. We avoid the word disability. Each group has got its own strength. The marking schemes are different. But by the end of the festival, after you've adjudicated the HI with their comment sheet, you have the VI with theirs, and so are the other groups. So you'll come back and give the total. Now from your totals, that is where the best will come from, the one with the highest mark. Hallelujah. So if you are here, you are teaching the HI, take the marking scheme, look at the strength of the HI. Because where we say it is their strength, it means we expect 100% perfection. Are we together? You see, like the HI will get to the marking scheme. In music, they have 10. Why do they have 10? Do they sing? They don't sing, but they voice. There's that disorganized sound they give. Have you heard them? My sister Susan was in a music hall somewhere where we had poems for the deaf. Hey, she told me, how do you people manage? She said, by evening, anasikia kelele kwa, because they'll produce disorganized sound. The same team. You know, when you're training them, we sing. Because mostly we encourage them to voice so that lile neno leza toka litoke. Tuko pamoja? So utapata how she will sound and me, it will be something different. Si nimekwambia poa na pa. So don't say, go and synchronize the voices. Please, the mastery of the songs. Their strength is in drama. The deaf can act. Yesterday, Temba here. Not yesterday. I think it's yesterday or the day before yesterday. There's a time he muted music and said, let us watch. Look at the emotions being expressed. Sindio? So it means our plays are the action only. Is it possible to have one with action only and you understand? It can. At a play yako we uko in a regular school. Me, I started competing in regular schools. At some point, let them act. I remember when I was being trained by Oliver Minishi somewhere when I was in college. Mr. Oliver Minishi is here. That man slapped me. Na unajua college unajisikia mtu mkubwa. Na unaambiwa hakuna kutoka kwa hii play. At some point he will tell us, imagine the character that you are attacking is there. Peke yako na utarepeat mara 10. Go, uende na asira. Remember the person is not there. Do not talk. I want action. So for your play to be perfect, you've got to do that. Are we together? So our plays are clear. The dances we have the 4. So I think I've made it clear. Ukienda sometimes festival officials juu ya kazi mingi wamesahau. Akiona SNE anatoa moja. Angalia comment sheets. Tell the officials, please give me comment sheets for the hearing impaired, the visually impaired, the the intellectually challenged. Are we together? You tell them. This is an error. I'm supposed to change it to IC, the MH. Tuko pamoja, the mentally handicapped. So when it is a team for the intellectually impaired, so unapatiwa script. Vuta comment sheet ya hiyo. Look at where we have the highest mark. Deal with them. Sawa sawa. When it comes to costuming, when it comes to the script, when it comes to the instruments, the script in terms of storyline and choreography, who is in charge of it? Who is in charge of it? So do not look at the script with sympathy. Hello? Those SNE teachers are here. That is why we started with dance and plays. We do everything as per you. Now the execution of the work, the practicality, that is where the difference will come in. That is where when I say the lady is supposed to smile at this point. Are we together? And maybe my learner is hearing impaired. Some are multiple. Unapata ni hearing impaired but akona mild cerebral palsy. Kwa nini ameland kwa hearing impaired school? We look at the dominance of the disability. Sawa sawa. So you'll find part of the face is affected. And I wish kama ulitrend ukicheka Raila Junior ambia Mungu nisamee. Hujafa hujaumbwa. Because that boy amesoma. Naomba nimtumie. Si amesoma? Kabisa, wewe you want to look at the looks. Looks zingekuwa pesa, si wengine tungekuwa matajiri. Tungeomba kazi kweli. Are you getting me? So you'll find the girl is a hearing impaired learner. Now that I've told you that the deaf can do dramatization well and smile. You know the learners with CP, smile, kama ime affect uso. The moment unamwambia smile, smile will not look like mine. Anaweza mwambia smile, that's sin, furahi, baba amekuletea birthday cake. Unamwona yani, alafu unasema the girl frowned. You need to be keen. Are we together? When they are very happy, unapata wanakunja na wakilia, funny enough with the CP, they are just calm na ameangalia chini. Hana nguvu ya kulia. So you take note of that. So dance, we have the 4. What is a storyline through songs or signs which has a conflict? The intellectually challenged, the visually impaired, and the physically handicapped, they will sing the same songs that you people arrange according to the idiom of the community. Sawa sawa. If it is Western, expect to hear songs in Luya. If it is Nyanza, Dholuo or Kisii. If it is Coast, the 9. Tuko pamoja? They'll sing the 3 groups. For the hearing impaired, you will not hear the singing. They will sign the message they are giving, not the song, through action, and the drums will give you the lead. Tuko pamoja? Sai mtu achukue tu ngoma hapa, King of Ohangla, I wish he had his instruments. Apige tu vaida. From the beats unajua. Sometimes we listen to instrumental music, especially blues, si ndio? Ikianza tu instrumental unakumbuka form 4 pale Mama Ngina, kale kabarua from Shimo. Special dedication, si ndio? Inakupeleka mbali. So these ones, they should be able. Let not a hearing impaired school bring you instrumentation that you cannot relate. If the script says it is a Luo cultural creative dance, what do you expect? The beat will tell you. Do they drum the same way with the Luyas? Do they drum the same way the Mijikenda? Because pia kuna hapo kidogo hearing impaired huwa wanapiga chenga adjudicators. Anasema tu ngoma yoyote. Unapata ngoma inakuja ta ta, dance yote ta ta, wanaenda shule ta ta, wanapigana ta ta ta. Haya, vita vinamuliwa na mwalimu ta ta, celebration ta ta. Culture also is very important. Are we together? So you also listen to the music. It must be child-centered. Our scripts are not challenged. We get ideas, same ideas as you, just like somebody was saying here. Wakati tuko na maandamano, there is a way ina affect watoto, si ndio? Hutaleta maandamano at your level. Same, are we not affected by the maandamano? We are. Tuko pamoja? Boy-girl relationship. Kuiba mtihani, mnajua watoto wanaiba mtihani. Wale unaweza shika raisi, the VI. Because amekereka anajua Lilian ndio akona mwa Kenya, tuli discuss. You know he or she has to talk. Na sauti itakuwa chini. Lilian nisikumio karatasi, invigilator utajua. We are normal. There's a time we were at Likoni School for the Blind usiku, tuko na activity ya Coast Region. Sasa ilikuwa very late, I think the learners assumed kuko quiet, walimu wamelala. Mmoja amependa mwingi. They have the orientation of the environment. See ni Kisumu girls, this is the dome. Paka kwa goal post. Hawajui goal post iko na taa. Tukatulia tu. Kufika goal post, now they are undressing. Washashika goal post. Then like, John. Teacher Lilian. Dem ametoka dome ya wasichana, boy ametoka dome. And when you're organizing regionals, very fun. National hatuna shida. Separate boys from girls. Don't give us a hard time. Nimwambia watoto wetu wako sawa. Tuko pamoja. Wanatupanga, even the deaf. That sign when they want to meet, you know, meeting, this is meeting. Sawa sawa. But they're very clever. Si wewe umesimama hapo atasainia mwenzake. Na huyu mwenzake anamwambia where it is signed here. Hii where itafanywa hapa, wewe umezuba. Unasikia wanaambiana behind the toilet. Yani they use the wrong signing space. That is their shame. So wakati unanipatia kesi, nimetoka festival, mtoto msichana ambaye ana mahitaji maalum, mzazi anagundua ni mjamzito. Wakihesabu na daktari ni kuanzia siku ya festival. Mimi kama mwalimu umeniweka wapi? Unajua kesi ni ngumu. Are you getting me? So regionals, juu saa nyingine inakuwa mbali. Tuwekeni pia sisi village ya boys na village ya girls. We must have patterns and dancing styles. all the factors of a CCD zinabaki vile vile. Remember, we are adapting but not adopting. Get the difference between the two words. So where will the adaptation come? I've told you, for the hearing impaired, they will do what? It will be instrumentation only. And it's possible for us to have a variety of instruments, very possible. You train each how to play the instruments. You come to the visually impaired, they can play zote. Ata if you have a somber mood in your dance, work a keyboard uone. They can do a very good dance if you are a good choreographer. But now the difference will come in how they will execute the information. NEC huwa inatuongeza dakika 30 hadi 40 kwa mtihani. So for the VI, I hope Manoa imekufikia. For the VI, the visually impaired, a simple clear story. Let the story be linear. Remember, we have a challenge with mobility. Sawa sawa, not very complex. Okay? Characterization, try as much as possible. Mama na baba wawe wakubwa kuliko mto. And use the costume to differentiate the roles. Sawa sawa. Vile vile, like any other dance, once the curtain opens, help us get to know the message. Everything with standing yenye Mr. Bwire alisema. Now, pattern formation may not be uniform. Do you know why? If you want them to dance, sometimes they get on stage with the guide. Are we together? Sometimes they get on stage with the guide. Some other time, tunamua because they are of low vision, apande mwenye. So you'll realize, dance imekuwa kali amecheza pengine ni ya kwetu. Can dance well za the Mijikenda. Sawa sawa? Din. So ikishika vile imebamba kabisa na all imefurahi, utapata anjakana face huku na yeye anaendelea kucheza ako. I'll not come to obstruct ati nimpindue. So don't say stop showing the back, stop showing the back. Do you think they know back and front? We only know this is the back and this is the front. But in terms of facing, ati sasa na swali uniambia ndamavia, angalia kibla iko huko. Ay. We try and tell them right. And you know, your right must be their right. Tuko pamoja? Let me use him as an example. Please come, because of time. He is my visually impaired learner. When I'm training and I tell them, so we are going to start with the right. It is difficult for me to stand before him and then I tell him, let us start with the right. See, this is my right. So I go. Din. You know who you are? Sababu, for him to get to know first the move, he must touch me. So when we are training them new styles, he gets in front, I am behind. Then I tell him, but it is male, female. Tuko pamoja, usifanye venye mimi nafanya. So, I want him to shake the shoulders. I will hold his shoulders. Okay, what's your name, boy? Mugalo. Sawa. Unaweza kuwa umeangukia sponsor, usione haya. Okay. Now, I tell him to shake the shoulders. Sawa. I want him to go right. So I'll do this. Utaanza na right Mugalo, uende left. So now, he's not getting me. I'll be forced to come to the front and I ask him, hold my shoulders. Don't worry, hold my shoulders. Now, he's going to hold my shoulders, then I do it. He feels it, by then he feels the vibration. Then I tell him, now do it. He does it. Then now I tell him, a little bit faster, a little bit slow. Now listen to the drums. Go as per the drums. I'm done with Mugalo. Another character. How many characters? 20? 25. Equity mkipiana trainers were regular 30,000. Give me the 50 million. And for that, this SNE team is humbly requesting Madam Janet, wakati watu wanaenda East Africa, unatuongezea kama timu mbili kidogo, juu kazi yetu ni ngumu zaidi. Mwanzo wengi hatujui kutembea, manake our special schools wazazi ya uwezo uko chini, so trip hakuna. So you see, like the way you brought me to Kisumu, it's my first time in Kisumu and I'm happy. Nilikuwa najua tu Mwembe tayari na nyumbani. And nilikuwa nikisikia Wajaluo najua hao wanakaa hivi. Kumbe kuna Wajaluo wazuri. I'm even rethinking. But why say? So, the use of props, we use a lot of props to help give the message. Are we together? But you can use a lot of props maybe with the hearing impaired. But remember, so many props will hinder the dancing. Ukweli uongo. Let them dance out the story. For the physically handicapped, I'm going to combine because I've been given very few minutes. I'll go very fast. Mtapata paper. For the physically handicapped, when it comes to the manipulation of props, not every character will have a prop. And don't say that, have enough props. I have a character who is a child. The others are carrying bags. Sindio? No, jembe. Wanalima. Sindio? Narima mimi narima. Narima rero narima. Si wanataka na demonstrate kulima? Huyu wangu hana upper limbs. So ukimpata anafanya hivi mabegi yake useme, there was one character who did not have a jembe. Make more props. Are we together? Look at the strength. Most of us, our education is weak because tunaangalia, amekosea, hakufuata script, no. So they'll have few, and again, our maximum is 25 dancers. When I bring 10, don't disqualify the team. What does maximum mean? A minimum of any. Provided you get my storyline. So you'll realize the VI and the PH wanakuwa less, and even MH. So that they can have space to avoid nini, hiyo commotion. Because you want them to move. Nataka yule wheelchair, wasonge mbele sasa. Are you getting me? And then you'll have a point where maybe they're in a class. I have 3 with wheelchair. You need to be creative. Ndio nitawapatia role ya watoto. Wale wa kutembea na crutches nitawafanya walimu. Na sitawapatia crutches. What will I do? They will hold the learner's wheelchair. Are you getting me? Kabisa ina act kama assistive device kwake. When you look at Mississippi, those who were able to move last year, get into these halls and know ukitumwa adjudication usichemshe. Utapata those with crutches were able to come up and down stage. The ones with wheelchair, mwalimu alichoreography wakawa nabaki juu. Are you getting me? Again, you as an SNE teacher, that is your creativity. Usianze kusema, sasa wewe, unaona wamechanganyika. I saw a team from, is it Bungoma or Busia? St. Bridget's. Not St. Bridget's, there's another one for PH. There was a girl who was crawling. No upper, no lower limbs. Lakini kama bega hata mimi simuwezi. Did you watch it? The girl was vibrating. Let me tell you, those people, Mungu amewaneemesha tu vingine. Are you getting me? And if we have somebody here married to one of us, mtafute anaweza kukupatia ushuhuda. They have the best husbands and wives. Ni wewe peke yako. And the guy or the girl is up to task. So usiyumbe kwa hao wajuaji wenye miguu mingi amekukimbia ameenda huku. Then we use minimal facial expression for the VI. Remember, we have never seen somebody smiling since we were born. Unajua hivyo? We depend on our reflex action. They have never seen somebody frowning. And then you are saying, now that child was lamenting, but the face was as plain as an egg. Incorporate facial expression. Appreciate the little expressions that you'll be able to see. For the VI and the physically handicapped, not all of them in uniformity watapeana the same expression. Remember your team ina wengine wako na CP. Are we together? Please take note of that. When you come to the hearing impaired, the story is clear. These people are very fine dancers. They can do everything in terms of dramatization. It is only music that you'll not expect. But now to our cultural dancing styles, when you see them not raising the feet so high, creativity, sindio? Maybe for me to be creative, nimeamua wacheze kimasai lakini wasiruke sa. But in real sense, the hearing impaired have a problem with balance. Wanaogopa height. Do you know that liquid yenye medrai kwa skio inatampa na their stability? Tuko pamoja? Seme wao walikuwa wacheze. Angalia kama vile St. Clair Maragoli wamecheza. Wamerusha mkono na mguu. Hao wanacheza kiluya na wanafanya tu. For the feet mutakosana. Sometimes paka tunaamua unasema unajidai unataka kuchapa mguu. I'm coming for your feet. Lakini bado haizi kuinua zaidi. Ukiinsist ile style inapotea. The intellectually challenged, these ones are music lovers. DJ, wakati uko na intellectually challenged, tafadhali ukiona timu zetu tuwekee tu muziki tu ya chini chini na zenye si common. Tuseme kwa mfano lete Atieno, the gospel artist, things that they don't know they can't relate with. The moment unaeka Diamond, bora ni enjoy. Before Marshall aseme tuingie Maka aseme get on stage, watoto wangu watapanda mbio, wataanzia adjudicator, wapige 1 2 3, wanacheza clip yo. And then by the time you ring the bell, naambia haya sasa mmeambiwa mtulie tucheze dance. Hatutaki hiyo yako inaboesha hiyo. Tushacheza, mwambie tupe namba, tutataka hiyo sisi. They don't like cultural dances. My boss is here.
We have agreed with Lillian that we have special interest groups, and we've agreed like special needs. I'm even touching her shoulders and she's feeling nice. So,
and I'm not sensitive.
Yeah. So those with special needs groups, I can see there's so much you need to learn, and I'm advising the rest to sneak and go in the special needs group and learn so much. And as she was continuing, this girl is a bit corny. She forgot some things. These people also want some life skills. You've taught them signs, eh? Kindly go there and tell them how to say I love you. They need these life skills. How do you sign I love you? No, don't go there. Tell them. Yes.
Love, fist mbili across. Love.
Kindly.
The moment umeifungua kama my sister, this is friend. Handshake. Love. You.
Kindly make use of that while in Kisumu. We have lawyers in the house. We have lawyers in the house. They don't know how to say I love you. They say I want you. Tell them. Show them.
Okay, for my in-laws. Hello? Mirembe cha Janet. Mirembe cha Lillian. Aya, I want you. By the way, kweli want. Love I exist.
Now my lawyer relatives, you are safe. She also technically, I don't know why, forgot to give us other types of challenges. She only gave us 4. Lillian, we have men here who are challenged, but they don't know. Are they physically challenged or emotionally, or which one? Kindly clarify that. No, I'm just trying. I know she forgot. I'm in the field, and these ones are also challenged.
It is true.
If you are 50 years and above, maybe you are. Kindly, you'll tell them. I'll give you 2 minutes to tell them where the type of impairment. Those who are 30 and above and are still single, they are challenged.
Aye.
So you'll also tell them their type of challenges. I didn't know she's shy. She can't tell you some of these things. Then I want to adjudicators. You've let us down even at the national level. And I would like to this when it comes to adjudicating dances. There are 4 categories, but you adjudicate them as one. There is a year the PH, I'll not mention the year you are here, you know yourself. There is a year the PH picked all the awards and trophies because they started with the PH and they had to say number 1, 2, 3 PH. Then when they went to HI and the rest, there are no trophies. Yeah. So with the dances, out of the 4, you've been told very well, the marking scheme is very clear. it takes care of the challenges you think might be there. And therefore, when adjudicating dances, kindly, it is all as one. Two, I also realized that adjudicators, when you're on that bench, please do not sympathize with Kapeku's children. You'll make a mistake. A number of you sympathize on that bench. There is a year, there was a winning dance, and I tried to look at it and I was like, what was good in this dance? There was nothing good, but because they had severe disabilities, you sympathize, you shed tears, and you say, may I reward them? Should I tell them washindwe pia? Or shindwe? Don't sympathize with us, we do not need your sympathy. That's the last thing you should do. Na muache kupatia walemavu pesa barabarani, mnawaharibu. Don't. Hata shilingi usimpe akikuomba. You are messing them up. So adjudicators, that is it. Try to look at that. Don't sympathize. Kapeku, I'm giving you 2 minutes. Finish up.
Mr. Manoa also has a challenge. I think he's a higher authority than me. Alikuwa niazungumzie pale. Tumeona amezungumzia hapa. Very fast, there are common words you need to know as an adjudicator. Words that you need to know. We've said hello, that one you know. Sindio? Sometimes you ring the bell na watoto wa respond. I usually tell SNE teachers, wacheni tabia kujipitisha stage haite imeonekane ni yako. We train them to be independent. So wakiwa peke yao kama mwalimu ameshuka umepiga kengele, don't ring the bell. Kama ni deaf, sign start. Start. Baada umwasalimia hello, unawauliza ready? Wakikwambia yes, unawaambia start. Sawa sawa? Wamefanya kazi nzuri, you tell them you want to appear like uko nao. Play. This is how we sign a play. Mr. Manoa, naomba kwa heshima yote unishikie. Play. 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 This is a play. Sawa. Dance. Tuko pamoja. Good. Beautiful. Adjudicator. Mizani. Adjudicator. Stage is just a stage. Wewe mimi ndio mwalimu. Haya, stop. Stop. Then we have the word digital. Digital. The word internet. Internet. The middle finger. Internet. Sawa sawa. What else do you need to know from here? Work. Work. Ukifanya hivi ni make. Happy. And lastly, we are going to sign and stand and sign a short song. The other words, see me in the special interest group. Very fast, before Mr. Manoa nifukuze. Mr. Manoa, utaongezewa mahari usinifukuze. We don't sign every word in KSL. It is in signed exact English, we sign everything. So in the song, we'll not sign everything, we sign the verbs. Ona, sawa. Kufanya, that is making. KSL haina Kiswahili. We don't have Kiswahili in KSL. Make. Mungu, sawa. So it will be ona, vile tunaacha, hiyo hatufanyi. Amefanya Mungu. Tuko pamoja? As you swing your body. We do sign singing in our school. Sawa sawa. DJ tupatie mziki.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Get seated. Telling this girl is not easy, but I think I've tried. I've tried. And one last thing, still to the adjudicators. This we've seen several times. Whenever a school for the hearing impaired comes, usipote, kindly, whichever sign you do on that bench, be sure of what you are doing. Because sometimes you find an adjudicator is on the bench, you are feeling tired, and you decide to pause like, what does that mean?
To pause like?
This.
Stupid.
You are telling that learner on stage, you are stupid. Do you think they'll perform? But you are relaxing and you are telling you are stupid. Another one I don't want her to see. You are there and you feel like skin makamaslim and you do like, what does that mean?
That one means sex.
You see.
And even the dancing styles, to say, there's a time they were affected by a dance.
So be sure. Be sure. I've said that one I don't want her to see. You see, you are innocently. That one, Alana is like, huyu adjudicator tena nini anaomba. Might get excited. So, any sign you make, be sure. Back to today's session chair, please. And the president, if there's anything, please to say, come here. If you have anything to say, be close.
Thank you, Mr. Manoa. Tumpigie Lilian makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much. Najua haijatosha bado. Nataka kumwalika Madam Cynthia, where are you? Harakisha kidogo tafadhali. Madam Cynthia, tuharakishe. She's an expert in autism. Nataka tumpongeze Madam Lilian Kapeku. Tuharakishe tafadhali.
Good morning, colleagues. I want to agree that Madam Lilian has really done a good job, especially in advocating and talking about our brothers and sisters living with disability. I'm Madam Cynthia from Migori County, also a trained teacher in SNE, but I've gone ahead to do a course in speech and language pathology because I realized that our learners with special needs across, especially those on the spectrum, that is autism spectrum disorder, they do suffer with speech issues, given that autism is a communication disorder. So they really need that speech so that they're able to articulate and voice their concerns. Remember, you don't have a voice, whether it's a language, just a way of expressing yourself, then you get to a point where you get to be frustrated. So I've gone ahead to do that particular course, and I'm a speech therapist. I work with people with disability, and let us embrace that as a way of helping our learners with disability. Let us appreciate Madam Lilian for the good job. Thank you.
Asante sana. Thank you so much. Madam, unaambiwa utafanya kazi yako. Utafanya kazi yako. Nimempatia kipasa sauti akajisahau kidogo. Kwa hivyo, do your work, appreciate Madam.
Okay, sorry about that. When you get nervous, sometimes you get nervous. I hope you understand. Let us appreciate Madam Lilian. We are going to start with the way our learners with hearing impairment will do it. Let us go appreciate her. And let us also remember to appreciate her in a way that we will do as who are typical. We don't have disabilities, we do clap. Let us clap for her. Thank you.
Asante sana, Madam Cynthia. Thank you so much. Madam President, wherever you are, tafadhali. Madam President, tafadhali.
Wow, 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 wow. I want to speak and Bwana Onyango or yuko wapi? Come. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have our tea, and it's hot tea. The serving points remain the same.